This mom goes berserk on the school committee over critical race theory. We about to get deep.
How we doing? This is Rob Foster with RBF Fitness and Nutrition.
People upgrade their iPhones, they upgrade their Androids, they upgrade their laptops, but they're operating with the same brain that they operated with for the last decade.
You should know the value that you bring to the marketplace. You know what your passion is. You know why you do what you do.
So racism, it's out there, but it doesn't have to stop you. Just because somebody might look at you a certain way, that doesn't have to stop your forward progress. Where you have to eliminate the excuses. You got to make that game plan say, for me to get to that point. See, I had to switch that background real quick because I had my other show background on there. So I couldn't wait. All right. I couldn't wait till Monday to do another airing because I saw a video today that just brings so many things to light. So first and foremost, we got to talk about the power of the media because the media just puts out little blurbs, bits and pieces, and all the weak-minded people out there fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. And I don't say weak-minded as an insult, but if you just look at everything on the news and you take that 100% to heart, then I'm sorry, but that's what that is. You have to look deeper into situations to really understand what they are. So if you watch the show on Monday, where I read the definition of critical race theory, and then I had a debate with 3 other people on that topic. And one of the people in the debate who was for critical race theory doesn't even know what's being taught in schools. So I was like, so how can you actually take a position when you don't even know what they're doing? So people are taking the definition, they're listening to people like Barack Obama, because he was the first black president, so he should know all too well how not racist this country is, because they voted him in twice, right? There's only 40 million blacks in the country. There's over 160 million whites in the country, right? So white people voted him in 2 times, but yet he's out there pandering to this propaganda that people are falling for. You're falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. So before anybody tries to attack me, I want you to go to your local school and ask for the curriculum. See what they're actually teaching your children, because it's going to open up your eyes. So the woman here in South Kingstown who's being smeared all over the news, and she's being called a racist because she's finding stuff that her children are being taught. So it's not up to the teachers to teach my children moral values. That's my job. Okay, that's the parents' job. This stuff has no business being taught in schools because it's politically driven. Like religion was taken out of schools years ago. But now we're going to allow politics into schools because that's what's happening. They're indoctrinating the children. So I want to get to this video because this opens up a lot of eyes to what's being taught in these schools. All right, so let me get it over here to it. And share. Let me switch screens. All right. I didn't switch screens. Hold on. Let me switch screens. There we go. All right. I got to put the headphones here so you guys can hear. And let's listen. So I'm going to play some and then react to some as she's going through.
I think they're liars and have committed treason against our children. Stop indoctrinating our children. Stop teaching our children to hate the police. Stop teaching our children that if they don't agree with the LGBT community, that they're homophobic. You have no idea each child's life. You don't know what their family lifestyle consists of. You have children like mine.
All right, let me stop right there for a hot second. And let's talk about what she just said so far. So for anyone to think that stuff isn't happening, again, right here in Rhode Island, it was a 1st grade class, right, talking about teaching the kids to hate the police. There was a 1st grade class that was shown an animated video that showed a black person getting killed by the police and basically telling the kids, like, this is the norm out there. and instruct. And this was at a different school. I don't remember the state, but this was at a different school where they were instructing white kids, if you ever see a black person in trouble, jump in front of them so that they don't get shot by the cops. This is what's being taught in schools. Okay, this is not about just the history of the country. This is indoctrination. I have no problems with teaching about slavery and the slave code and Jim Crow, civil rights. I have no problems with that stuff being taught as part of our history, and I'm A-okay with the kids learning that. But yeah, exactly, trying to tell you, wow, see, this is the stuff that's going on in schools, right? Let me get that video back on. I know there's got to be a better way for me to go back and forth, but as I get better at this, I'll figure it out. All right, let's go back to her again.
Who is Muslim, and I'm Christian, and everyone would think, they would never believe that of her, right? Because the way she looks, or according to Miss Cyrus, she's too pasty white.
Ma'am, we're not allowed to use names. If you have something you'd like to discuss about a specific person, you can call the superintendent or leave your info for her to call you tomorrow.
Why are we not allowed to discuss names? Why am I not allowed when they purposely themselves
trying to shut it down,
expose themselves on social media, talking about calling for the death of a former president, or saying that any child that doesn't believe in Black Lives Matter should be canceled out? Is this what my tax dollars is paying for? You're teaching my children and other children that if they believe in God Almighty, they're part of a cult. These educators put their own names out there. We have Mr. Barry, who took it upon himself with Miss Cyrus to create a curriculum.
That should be it.
Do you want the proof? I have the proof. You created a curriculum of Black Panther indoctrination.
Ma'am,
You use taxpayers'
shut it down again.
can I
dollars.
ask you one more time? I have no issue hearing what you have to say, but
Why can we not let the public speak? Why can't we let the public know that you're teaching our children to go out and murder our police officers?
That
Do
is
you
not-
want the proof? I have the proof. Is that what scares you? The proof
Get him,
that
sister.
a parent actually standing up against all of you? Is that what scares you, to call out the names of these people? You work for me. You're emotionally abusing our children and mentally abusing them. You're demoralizing them by teaching them communist values. This is still America, ma'am.
I have no problem having a peaceful discussion. This is not a peaceful discussion.
No, that's your opinion. See,
That's
here
her
we go
takeaway.
again. This is peaceful. To me, this is peaceful.
Well,
I'm not burning, looting, and murdering. This is peaceful.
I did not accuse you of that.
This whole cancel culture.
All right, let's talk about this. Love the way she just dug right in on them. So now she mentioned about BLM, because that's another one. It was very well crafted, that organization, because who can deny with that? Like, if you say Black Lives Matter, no one's gonna say no they don't, right? No one's gonna say that. So people just hear that and they jump on board. I was one of those people. I jumped on board. The first big protest we had down here in Providence, my daughter and I went, because it's like, I want to support. Till I started listening to what people were saying. And I was like, whoa, wait a second here. It's like, this is not what I thought this was about. So I thought this was about the betterment of everyone, the betterment of everyone, but it's not. I was like, this is politically driven. And the more I started diving into the roots of the organization, you find out it has nothing to do with Black lives. All that money that gets donated goes to the politicians. And you can feel free to fact check me, because I already did all the homework. You click that donate now button. It goes to a site called Act Blue, which takes donations for Democratic politicians. And I say it, if you think I'm wrong, I'll wait, go look, because I'm not. I don't report on things that are hearsay, right? So that organization, the owner, the founder, just stepped down because she bought 3 multi-million-dollar homes in predominant white neighborhoods with that money that people are donating that's supposed to be going to the betterment of the Black community. See, so we're being played like puppets. You're being played like puppets, and we're tearing each other up over stuff that isn't even real. It's not even real. In my business, 95% of my clientele is white. If this is such a violently racist, white supremacist society, how is that happening? How? You know, this stuff is happening because the powers need votes. The red and the blue. Like as long as there's two separate parties with two separate ideals, they're going to keep us at war. And while we're at war with each other, we're not watching the stuff that they're doing. Like in the debate, Trump asked Biden right up front, are you going to shut down the Keystone Pipeline? Biden said no. His fifth executive order, his third day in office, he shut it down and took away 8,000 jobs. But we were too busy screaming about white supremacy and racism. We didn't even notice that bill got passed. See, the worst thing that can happen for both of those parties is if we come together. That's the worst thing that can happen. They don't want us together. It has nothing to do with unity. You know, the whole DNC, they were talking about white supremacy and unity and all of this other stuff. And if the laws are so systemically racist, don't the Democrats have the presidency right now? Don't they have the House? Don't they have the Senate? So why can't they just go right down the list and fix it all? Fix it all. You know, like all I know is in my lifetime, I've seen a black president, a black vice president. I've seen black doctors, lawyers, governors, senators, you know, mayors. You go right down the list. There's billionaires, millionaires, there's entrepreneurs, there's inventors. Like blacks are doing everything out there. But yet the main message is, and it's mainly coming from the white politicians about how racist this country is. And then I've done 96 episodes of my other show. I've had probably 40 to 50 people of color on that show. And that show, we talk about overcoming obstacles. Not one of them listed racism or white supremacy as an obstacle that they had to overcome. This stuff is manufactured. Now, are there racist people? Of course there are. Of course there are. But when I was growing up, my parents taught me sticks and stones will break my bones. Names will never hurt me. So why are we continuing to let names hurt us? You know, that only things that can hurt you are things that you allow to hurt you, right? I've had people go on a racist tirade right to my face. And guess how much it affected me? Absolutely nothing, because words can't affect me. I know who I am. I am secure with who I am. I can walk into any room and take it over, regardless of who's in there, regardless of color, gender, religion, or no matter what, because I am confident in my abilities. I teach my children to have confidence in their abilities. I teach the clients I work with to have confidence in their abilities. If you are just so good, people won't even notice any of your shortcomings. So you just have to get out there and be the best that you can possibly be and teach that to the children. Why are we teaching the children to be afraid of the police? Because when bullets are flying, everybody's running. Cops are running to it. Cops are running to it. And getting back to what I was saying about BLM, there was a video out of South Chicago, I believe, where there was a black man in a crowded street waving a gun at a crowd full of black people, right? 3 officers showed up. They happened to be white to stop this guy. And that's when the crowd started chanting Black Lives Matter. So it's okay if black people kill each other. That's fine. If a white person does it, hell no. We're rioting, we're burning, we're killing, looting. This stuff, it doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you guys, we're being played because people are letting their emotions control their actions instead of letting your brain control your actions. Step back for a second, get the entire story. Find out what happened, then make an informed decision. I'm not trying to tell people how to think. You can think whatever you want to think. You can think everything I'm saying is I'm full of crap. You're entitled to your opinion, but I'm also entitled to mine. And that's how this world grows. If we can see other people's points of view, people think just because I'm a person of color, I'm supposed to think a certain way. And then there's going to be people who tell me, oh, you're just pandering to the white people. You're just trying to push the right-wing narrative. I'm no wing, no left wing, no right. I'm Rob Foster. I see the world how I see the world. And if there are things that make sense, I go with it. If there are things that are stupid, I don't go with it. right? I don't go with the flow just because I should. I'm not going to believe something just because of the color of my skin. Just how if I don't want people to judge me for the color of my skin, why are you thinking that I should think a certain way because of the color of my skin? I'm pretty certain that's called racism. Expecting an action or a behavior based on skin color is the definition of racism. And that's what critical race theory is. It's saying that there is no way that racism will go away because it's embedded in the country's founding. It said it's not only someone's personal beliefs. So if someone is born white, they are incapable of not being racist. That's nonsense. Because if he wasn't in school right now, I'd call my son down here, my biological son, who's white as a ghost. So you're trying to tell me that because he's lighter, he's just gonna grow up hating black people inherently because of the color of his skin? See how stupid that sounds. It's stupid, and we have to stop with the stupid indoctrination. We're living in the best times ever. There's more technology now. The world is more connected now, and we're being played for votes. Everything that's going on in the news right now today is for the 2022 election. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with votes. These people have been regurgitating the same nonsense since the 80s. The exact same issues since the 80s. They tell you what you want to hear. They vote you in. They do what they want to do for 3.5 years. Then they tell you what you want to hear again before the next cycle. You vote them in again, and then they don't do anything. Like Rhode Island we're a blue state here. And people are constantly trashing the governor. They're trashing the mayor. They're trashing everybody, but they keep voting in the same side. so it's like you keep voting in the same side. How is anything ever going to change? It's not good. It's not going to change. And I'm not saying, turning it to a red state's going to be the answer, but I'm saying it's the definition of insanity. You keep putting the same people in, you're going to keep getting the same result because they have an agenda. It doesn't matter. We had a black president for 8 years, and all of these systemically racist laws, how many of them did he change? None. Because there's an agenda. It doesn't matter who's in the office. They're going to follow the agenda. See, and once we understand that, then we can stop fighting, because both sides are full of shit, ladies and gentlemen. Both sides. All you diehard leftists love to tear down the right. All the diehard right-wingers love to tear down the left, and you're both full of crap. Neither one of you care about the people. So once we start taking care of each other, we won't need them. That's why they keep us fighting, so they can come in and be the savior. All right? That's all I got for you. I wanted to keep it under 20 minutes, but I just had to get that off my chest. I couldn't wait. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please share this video. Help me get the word out. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. And the direct link to my YouTube channel is WeBuyToGetDeep.com. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.